Hello everyone and welcome to a new video on the game Islanders. It's a beautiful day here in real life, although it's a bit cloudy, but it's a little bit of that snuggly, comfy feeling where it's better to just stay inside, maybe record a video for you. And it's also a beautiful day on this island. This is what we have built previously in the Hungarian episode. I just wanted to quickly go over and show you what we've established here, and then we can move on to another island and continue building, exploring, relaxing together and sharing a little bit of a special moment. So, in this civilization, because this is a home island to a civilization, this is where the settlers first touched the land. So there's a little bit of a monument dedicated to that. I seem to remember building a little bit of like a pier here, a harbor, but it seems to be gone, or maybe we didn't even build it. Nonetheless, there is this administrative area here, very important place, lots of paper stacking and writing taking place there every day, with a little bit of a park just next to it, so lots of offices, very important people walking these halls. And down from that we have a little marketplace with just a couple extra shops scattered around it. Maybe a bank. And then there's this tavern here, which is absolutely essential when you're building a marketplace. You need some place where people can go to grab a bite, or, well, maybe more importantly, as you'll be able to see, to drink something. On that note, we have this brewery here with an accordingly sized warehouse next to it. Supplying that, there are some hop fields over here, along with mills and maybe another little hut. Not really, this is supposed to be a woodcutter's hut, lumberjack, yeah, but there's not too much wood on this island to cut. So this is more about just the hops. Not that it would need mills to grind it, but, well, you could say just this is an agricultural area. Now here you have another little community, or part of the community. This, which is supposed to be, or is described or labeled as a circus, we have used this as a sort of church. With a nice park leading up to it, and also up to a fountain, and just some settlements scattered around it. I'm sorry, not settlements, the entire thing is a settlement, but just some residences, houses and huts, and this little monastery here, along with a garden of some sort, because, as we know, monks usually do some sort of agricultural job in their spare time. I suppose it's not really spare time, it's their job, but yes. Now we have some industrial area over here with a bricklayer, a stonemason, although it looks more like maybe a stone quarry, some warehouses as well, for the island's population to actually eat something. We have some fisher huts here and a larger fishery over here. I'm just noticing these little ledges here that looks like it's supposed to be on water, but even if you put it on water, it's like it's still far above the water, so I'm not quite sure what they're supposed to be. Several warehouses and some seaweed farms. So this is the home of this lovely civilization, but right now we're going to begin a new game and build something right now together. Let's see, let's stick with towers in ruins, maybe that sounds interesting, and plains. It's a shame we don't have forests, that would be lovely. But I'm told in the comments below another video that trees are actually an important resource in the high score mode of this game, so that's probably why. Let's go with a hot biome this time. Island size medium works just fine. And we can stick with the clear climate with extra flowers and trees. Oh, let's put the trees up to 10, indeed. And I suppose that's that. Oh yeah, we have the fantasy biome as well. Well, let's stick with the hot wall for now. We built the icy atoll island in the Hungarian version, I suppose, of this video. Now this is interesting. I already know what we're going to build here. But indeed these look like some ruins of formerly great buildings. You can see they're very different from these rock outcroppings. They're very regular, straight lines perpendicular to each other. Lots of trees, I love that. And like a statue here. It looks like one main island with perhaps... Oh, you know what this is like? Oh, that's right. It looks like this base for any building. It's just a bit bigger. So maybe at some point there was an important outpost here. Maybe this was a large lighthouse with a castle even. But that's all days past now. It's up to us to build something else here, and we're going to outfit this island, if you will, for a relaxation area. This island will only serve one purpose. So, as you remember in the last video, go watch it if you haven't, we built a holiday paradise. But the same people who built that, or maybe the same people who go there as guests, sometimes they want to be away from all the chatter and the noise and the crowdedness of that holiday paradise, and they just want to go somewhere to relax, unwind, appreciate nature, maybe contemplate the passing of time while looking at these ruins. So that is what they can do here. That also means there can't be too much on this island, but let's start. So when the people first arrive, they're going to arrive onto this rock plateau. So there's this dock here. that allows for, or that has capacity for a couple of small boats. Maybe like that. There, that works. So not like a huge industrial port, but just something where people can dock their little ships and start to appreciate this wonderful island. Of course, no dock can be complete without a town. And then there's going to be a building. Maybe, yes. We're trying to make it close to nature, right? Because that's another beautiful way of relaxing. So, oh goodness, look at that beautiful color in the sunrise. So, we're trying to make it close to nature, so there's not going to be lots of large stone houses. It's mostly just going to be these huts or tents, even like that. So people can arrive here and just get a little bit of a direction, just to understand what's on this island, what's waiting them, maybe a recommended route to explore this island. Can we place some trees here? Maybe a little pond. You know what? Yes, there's a pond here. Oops. There. And people can already start relaxing here if they feel like it's too much. If they've just arrived on this island on the last sand grain of their energy and they just need to crash, they can come here and they can take refuge in one of these huts here, right next to a pond. We don't want them falling off the edge, of course, and I don't want to take out that rock. There. We don't want them falling off the edge, so there's a bit of protection there. In real life it would look more like a railing or something, but right now it's perfect, like this. And then people are free to go and explore this island. In fact, let me just build a little path from the harbor towards the intersection of this island. Like that. That's very nice. As we know, it's quite a hot climate. It still can be relaxing. I think there's some very refreshing evening breezes coming around every once in a while. But it's not that hot that people would, need to stay indoors and hide from the sun. It's that lovely, gentle warmth of the sun that can be so energizing in a way, You step outside after maybe a night out or maybe just some other occasion where you're very tired. It happened to me the other day that I just had a lot of work and I had to work a little bit overtime. Then I had to go do a workout and I was absolutely dead tired by the end of the day. Next morning I woke up, I wasn't 100% either, but I stepped outside And it's not a very green area here, but that beautiful sunlight, still gently of course, struck me somewhat suddenly, but also very pleasantly. And just walking in that sunlight for just 5 minutes, I felt like it was recharging me, giving me back my lost energy. So that is what people can experience on this island. The nature is mostly untouched. It's already reclaimed most of this island, so the people very consciously use these mostly barren rock plateaus, surfaces, to build whatever they wanted to build and construct. So what they will have here is actually a relaxation center. Do we want to build any walls for that? Maybe not yet. Oh, this little island is also very lovely. So a relaxation center. What do you think that looks like? Oh, I know what it looks like. Where is the resort? Ah, yes. Ah, that's pretty. Oh, it even has a little pond. I didn't realize. So this is, these are just some tents for this relaxation center, where you can maybe book your stay, or maybe if you're very, very tired, you can just stay here anyway. And the relaxation center is it's not going to be an extremely ambitious building. Let's see what we can find for that. I think I like this temple, although it's a bit too big. But then we can hide this gold mine. I don't know what to do with that gold ore right there, so this is the perfect place for our temple. Temple? Well, yes, it's labeled a temple, but it's a relaxation center now. So what you have in here is, first of all, very nice staff, right? Even if it's not a relaxation center, I think that experience, when people are just kind to you, nothing can erase the wrinkles from our forehead the same way. Oh, this fits quite well architecture-wise. Let me just place it perfectly in the center here. Like that. So you have several different ways to let go of your stress and worries in this relaxation center. You also have a pond here, very important, and some additional plants around it, like a little park area. Yes, and then in the center itself, besides the nice stuff, you have different rooms or different wings or departments maybe, where you can just experience different forms of relaxation. Let's see. So maybe you definitely want an ASMR wing. That's a must. I'm just trying to find out the best building for that. This one looks nice, and we're going to give it another door using this little hut here. There. In the ASMR wing, you can watch ASMR videos maybe. Yes, I think since it's intentional ASMR mostly, and anything else that gives us ASMR is, you know, it's not intentionally ASMR, it's its own thing. Like if it's a haircut it gives you ASMR, or if it's the sounds of nature, they're not ASMR, they're sounds of nature and they're haircuts. So in this ASMR wing you have a lot of these relaxing videos where you have a wonderful tagging system and you can choose exactly according to your preference. Then you have a personal attention department or wing, that's right here. Also going to make it a bit more detailed there. Yes. So here you can actually get some treatments from, well, also very nice practitioners and staff, but these are useful as well. So you can get a haircut, maybe you can get cosmetic treatment, maybe, yes, all sorts of cosmetics, you know, on your face, on your hair, on any other part of your skin. You know, there's like massages for the hands and feet that are also extremely relaxing. I haven't tried many of those, but maybe I should one day. And you finally have another wing right there, but I'm still thinking about what that should be for. So if you have an idea, you really should let me know in the comments. I'm looking forward to that. So this is our ASMR, or not just ASMR, I'm sorry, our relaxation center with the residences or camping area accordingly placed. Now, let's see what else we can do here. Oh yes, I think here we can have just an ever so slight touch of tourism. And so people who want to maybe hike here and enjoy the beautiful views around the island, they can get a better look from this balloon right here. There, that's perfect. Again, not too many economical buildings on this island, because that's not the point here. It is respected as a place of, again, relaxation. Also maybe a bit of seclusion, you know. The idea here is to be far from everything else, recognizing the value and importance in that. I quite like this already. Now, you have another thing here in this little, can't really be called bay, but we are going to call it a bay. You have something on the water here. That's also it's also with a relaxation purpose, obviously. I think we're going to fashion that from these huts. That sawmill with all these sparks popping out of it doesn't look like the most relaxing thing. So there's this couple of huts where you can also stay if you'd like. gets a chance to be close to something that's extremely relaxing, just in and of itself, and that is the sea, or the ocean, I suppose. And let's have something in the middle here. I think this is too big, yes. That would look better, but it's also quite sizable. I don't know why you would need a fountain on a platform that's already built on the sea. But actually, you can have a fountain here. It fits there perfectly. And it's, yes, that's great for the relaxation center. So in this area you can chill, you can go for your morning swim, or you can just float on the water. Physically feel your worries just floating away. Let's see what else we could use here. I'm just thinking how we could make this look like something else, because obviously I don't want seaweed farms with their with their seaweed smell on my relaxation island. Or we can just have this one maybe. That's a little communal area, like a kitchen, where the people who stay here can prepare their own food together. Sometimes, you know, the company of other people, not everyone, but some specific people, can be very relaxing. I wonder how many times I've said very relaxing in these videos, but my point still stands. I'm fortunate to say that I've had some people in my life with whom I could or can feel like I'm at home, you know? Even if I meet them in the noisiest, most crowded, messiest place. Just the very company of those people is like a quiet, relaxing room in your own house. So maybe the people who come here, maybe they're bigger groups, maybe they're families who are close to each other, and they can unwind while being together in, well, not one space, but close to each other. I think that would mostly be it, actually. I don't want to, again, overbuild anything on this island. We're not going to add these commercial or economic buildings. I don't think we can use this for much here. A warehouse. We can still add a warehouse somewhere. Even relaxation islands they have to store their goods somewhere. But the warehouse is down here, where it's not in the way of anything. Maybe we can add some more walls, just to protect this area from the waves, or to keep people out from dangerous parts of the sea. Or not out from, but away from dangerous parts of the sea. I think that's very cute, and maybe just about everything that this island needed. I've noticed that sometimes my videos are being watched for an average of 5-8 minutes, so I thought this episode might be shorter, which allows me to render it quicker, upload it quicker, and if people wouldn't watch it for an hour because they just fall asleep midway, then I think It's the win-win scenario for everybody. This game doesn't give us much story. Well, any story at all. But it's up to us to imbue our islands with some magic. So I hope I can succeed in that. What's still left and up to us is to name this island. Let me think about a name here. Where do I save this? Yes. We're going to wait until morning. I want a better screenshot of this. I hope it's... Oh, there we go. Oh, that's nice. Now we can save it. So it's going to be cold. Or maybe I could change it anyway. But let's see. It's a hot island. It's very yellow. And there's lots of ruins. Don't worry, I'm not going to come up with anything too abstract or esoteric. I'm just thinking about a catchy name. It's going to be called Harper's Island. Why, you might ask? Well, you see, there's an old legend that is connected. Oh goodness, we can't do the apostrophe, can we? I'm sorry, I like to be grammatically correct, but this is how we're going to name it. So there's an old legend connected to this island, and so the people who have come here, it kind of stuck with this name and that old legend. Fortunately for you, I know. So let me tell you. Once upon a time, there was a man. A solitary, quiet man who never got on well with society. Becoming fed up with the bustling towns, the chatterbox people, he left his home and sailed until he discovered this island. The island had no name then. The man was immediately stunned by this tiny world in the middle of the deep sea. He felt the wind softly rustling the golden cypress trees and caressing his skin, and appreciated the beauty of nature. He cowered in fear at the sound and sight of the great storms that swept over the island, amazed by the power of nature. And he fell to his knees, thankful, when he found that he could sustain himself by scavenging and growing crops. The harmony of nature. Infatuated, he wanted to honor nature by building 3 shrine towers, dedicating his life to this work. The Shrine of Beauty, emerging from the sea, with the best views at the entire island. The Shrine of Power on the side where the heaviest storm struck, symbolizing the endurance of his home. And finally, the shrine of harmony in the very middle of the island, surrounded by the wilderness that fed and clothed him. The shrines withstood the weather, overgrown and weary, but are still standing today. The man, having lived a long and happy life together with his beloved nature, sensed his autumn days growing closer. His hands were shaky, his eyesight worsened, but his hearing was still flawless. As his final piece of work, he constructed a large wind harp, propping it up next to his hut on the rocky beach. He passed peacefully while listening to his dear nature play the harp for him. Explorers arriving to the island many years later could clearly see that they were not the first here. And while they find no diaries besides the proudly standing shrine towers, they cannot help but be amazed by the soft harp sounds carried by the wind, naming the place Harper's Island. I hope you like this little fairy tale I wrote for you. Thank you for joining me in today's video. I wish you a lovely day or night, whatever it is where you are. Goodbye.